Hello, everybody. I'm Wayne Nelson. This is my wife.
Rhonda.
Well done. I want to tell you a little bit about Carols by Candlelight and Little River Band and so on and so forth. Little River Band was formed in Australia in 1975 from members of other bands that had a great vocal blend and were good writers, and so they've created kind of the first Australian supergroup. I met up with them in 1979, touring the west coast of America while I was playing with Jim Messina, and their bass player had recently left the band. They were using a fill-in, and they asked me if I would come down and rehearse and tour and play and see how things went, and then eventually join the band if it all went well. Main claim to fame is over the course of 6 years, we were the first act to ever have a top 10 record between 77 and 82. So it's pretty good company. We've had 11 top 10 hits, and we're in our 42nd year and still touring.
So last year being the first annual Carols by Candlelight, I think overall we were all extremely happy at how the community received the event. Once people got to the event and realized what the event was all about, the enthusiasm really built and continued to build throughout the evening, which has made it much easier for this year's event because now people have incorporated coming to the event as part of their family's traditions and knowing that it's part of the weekend of the tree lighting, and it just really gets people into the spirit of the holidays.
By the way, the band played in here, indoors, for a different fundraiser a few years ago. Was it 2011 or 12? Can't remember which year, but nevertheless, we've grown attached to Old School Square very quickly. We love the indoor theater, the museum, especially the way the museum's grown. And Little River Band played the Garlic Festival in either '02 or '03. So our first introduction to Delray was to play out there. Old School Square is just that cornerstone of the town. It's where Atlantic Avenue starts, and it just sits here, and it's just a great historical archive for the city. So we were drawn to it and wanted to make more people aware in the city of what a gem this place really is. It's not just a building that you drive by. There's a lot of character and history in here.
It also, when we first came to Delray to look for a home, obviously it's such a one of the first things that you see when you start down the avenue. And as we learned more and more about Old School Square, we realized that this property and these buildings are where community and culture meet together, and you get all kinds of events and happenings, and it's a great place for the community to come together. And just the fact of all of the happenings within Old School Square now, and the things that they're doing to continue its legacy really made us want to be a part of that as well.
We're a country that knocks things down after 20 years because we're going to put something new there. And to know that this was a consolidated school, and look at the pictures of Delray and Atlantic going down with the palm trees in the middle of the street, and just getting that history of old Florida. Because Florida is not, I mean, there's so much history here, but people aren't really tuned into it, if you will. So we love it for that reason, that it's part of that old flavor. And again, there are other venues in the country that have got history going for them, and some of them are really cool. We just played a venue the other day that had all of the wood in the entire building was made from one tree out of South Africa. You can't beat that for keeping culture and art together in this country. Again, we're so used to knocking things down after 30, 40 years and replacing them. This is heritage. It's cool.
I also think too, people tend to think that because we're not Miami or because we're not West Palm, that there's not a place that you can go to see music and plays and musicals. And I think the fact that Old School Square brings that to the community of Delray is extra special. We don't have to be a Miami or a Fort Lauderdale or a West Palm, a big bustling city. We are cultural within our own little village by the sea right here.
The lineup this year includes kids from Banyan Creek, and the kids have are busy putting together a great presentation. There's an act here, speaking of the Garlic Festival, named Andy Childs this year, who used to host the Garlic Festival when it was here in town. May still be doing it up in Lake Worth, I'm not sure, but he's a town favorite. Everybody loves him. Great performer, and I have no idea what he's going to bring to the show. I mean, he can do everything from Elvis to U2. So this guy is a great performer. He's on his own. And then another headliner from the 70s and 80s is a guy named John Ford Coley, who was one half of England Dan and John Ford Coley. 2 or 3 great hit songs. So he's going to bring his own thing, and he's got a really ironic sense of humor. So he's an interesting character when he gets up on stage. A lot of fun. And then Little River Band will finish out the night, and that's the lineup for this year.
Make sure you come out and join us for the second annual Carols by Candlelight. We'll be here December 2nd. The show starts at 7 p.m. and you can get your tickets. There's a few levels of tickets. There's VIP, then there's some premium seats, and then general admission, and you can get that at oldschoolsquare.org.
And I do want to add one thing. Those kids are going to go on stage at 7 o'clock. You do not want to miss it. So don't come at 7:15 or you're going to miss probably the most special part of the night.